special budget workshop to finish outstanding budget items to order at 6:02 p.m. We'll start with citizens' comments. If there are any citizens here that wish to speak on any matter of the budget, you may now do so. Okay. I'll do one more call. Hearing no citizens' comments, we'll now move on to item C1, which is any unfinished business from the March 2026 budget workshops. So I believe where we left off was that we needed to have further discussions about the technology item, which was item T. Technology. What number was technology?
7.
Number 7, under building inspection. Okay, so the council had lots of questions about this open.gov process, where we were in the process. Yep.
You want to consider taking 12 first, since that person is, you gotta be here anyways. Disregard, sir.
Okay, so we'll start with 7. So there is a memo that we got from, I think from John, outlining the open.gov status. Mr. Town Manager or Sharon, is there anything else or Amanda, is there anything else you'd like to add to this?
I would defer to Amanda since I put her in charge of the project.
Great. Thank you. Go ahead, Amanda.
Sure. So I just handed out a memo from John Egan, the building official. He contacted several towns, Rocky Hill, Weathersfield, Glastonbury, and Farmington, to find out how long it took them to get it up and running and live, their OpenGov permitting process. And it seems that they all had a time frame of between 6 months to 1 year. So we are within that time frame right now. We're a little further out than we expected to go live. Not much, but it's because we had a staff member that was out on medical leave, which is when I jumped in. But we've since caught up. We've got our IT consultant helping us create forms, and that's going really well. So our current phase, we're in the development process, and we're soon approaching the offline training portion. So that's when all the applications are built and they're actually workable. Then we can start working with the company again to train staff to use the program as if it were live, just to make sure we get all the kinks out before we actually make it live. So we are moving forward with the process.
Do we have an estimated go-live date?
At this time, the building official did not give me one. I think I'll have a better idea after next week, once our IT, he just kind of started getting involved with it to speed up the process. So once he really gets into it, I think by the end of next week I can get a better idea.
Okay.
So what is the process look like for phase 4, which is the create documents which will be reviewed for defects? Is that, so how's that different than number 2, which is the templates? Yeah, I'll read it so you don't have to pull it out. So number 2 says all designated departments work independently of OpenGov on templates provided by OpenGov to create record types similar to current applications being used by the town of Cromwell in its current paper application system. And then phase 4 is all designated departments create documents which will be reviewed, will be reviewed by OpenGov for defects. So is that like uploading the things that they made in phase 2 to phase 4?
I think that they're probably speaking to the training part of it. So, so we had, the company agreed to build out certain forms for us. So we'll say one from each department, but each department has several forms. So what we're actually doing is taking that initial form and building it out so that it is tailored to the specific permit. So right now we're almost finished creating all the forms for each department. So what I'm thinking that means, I can verify, but what I would think that means is that when we're done building out the forms, this is when we start working with OpenGov to actually input the information and make sure it's working correctly as it should before we go live. So we are right before that phase. I don't know what you're showing me.
All the forms from John Egan.
I don't know what you're showing me, sorry.
I didn't get the.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I don't have my email in front of me, but
I'm just curious as to how these are not standardized forms. If they've done this with so many other towns already, why isn't there just a blanket form that, I mean, I'm assuming that building permits all ask the same specific questions as opposed to all of the other type permitting stuff.
Yes, so we are using forms, so what is allowed, per our contract, we were only allowed one built-out form per department. If we had them do all of our different forms, it would have been an extra fee. What they have done for us is allow us to, use forms from other towns. For example, right now, we're using Glastonbury's to tweak it, to make the process a little quicker. So like I said, we did have someone out on medical leave, but since IT got involved, it's really helped speed up the process. So we aren't starting from scratch, we are using Glastonbury forms because we researched and we found that theirs were, similar to ours.
Okay.
Yes.
With regards to the stuff that John points out in his memo, with it like being tied together on the back end of the application, like the building department, tax department, assessor department can automatically keep updates. So are they also building like the back of house system that if, I don't know, a value of something changes, the form will automatically like know that information, so when somebody fills it out, like it'll correct itself?
So every night, the server, I don't know, they talk to each other. So every night when we go home, they communicate. So anything that was done on the building or zoning side updates in the assessor database as well. We paid, that money was part of the money that was approved. We paid for that specific portion.
So what open govs, is that happening already? That server's talking, that's already happening?
Yes, that's happening.
Okay, so like, for example, with the assessor updating the farm stuff, like when she redid all that, that automatically overnight would update back into the system to be corrected?
From what I understand, it updates, I wish Shauna was here, but from what I understand, it updates any permits that were done related to that property. So
Okay.
like, you can just go to one place and see, okay, this is the address and these are the permits that were approved or pending ongoing. It
And
just-
that's already in place? It's the filling out the new
It's-
permits that is the part that
Correct.
they're
It's
still building?
Filling out the forms, as far as I understand, we're almost done, but it's really the filling out, completing the forms and tailoring them to each application is what was taking the longest.
Okay, so, got it. Go ahead, Brian.
Am I to understand that, all right, so from what I understand from the original proposal was that all of the departments will be intertwined and this system will be a sharing process. So let's say somebody pulls a building permit for an addition. Will that then automatically update the assessor's information to assess the actual, addition? And will it, everybody who is involved, rather than going from office to office and handing forms, is this going to interlink everybody so that everyone's on the same page?
I am not sure about the assessor question.
Okay.
I know that, like, if it was building, planning and zoning, or if it was building, health, I know all those departments talk to each other. So, for example, if they got a zoning permit to build something on one Main Street,
Yeah.
The building or if the zoning so it would start with zoning, and the building department would be tasked off on it. So in the system, building would be flagged. Hey, we have a permit, it's going through zoning, or it's approved, and now it's your turn to inspect it. So I know as far as that goes, they all talk to each other. I would have to check on the assessor one.
Okay.
I felt like that was more of like a database communication versus like tasking the assessor to do something.
Okay.
In my experience, that doesn't really happen, like in those kinds of systems with the assessor's office.
Okay.
Any other questions on this? If you had to throw a dart, Amanda, as to like a month that you think the forms will be live online for residents to start using, do we think it'll be done in this fiscal year, like June?
Oh, I hope so. Honestly, I hope it's done by July 1st. And I really think with having our IT consultant helping us, I don't think that it would be longer than that. We are really not aiming for longer than a year of working on this, especially since most towns, or at least the ones we checked with, had it up and running between 6 months and a year. So I would say, hopefully by June 30, I'll check with the building official and I'll let you know if it seems to be longer than that, but I don't think so.
Okay. Any other questions from the council? Thank you, Amanda. Okay, hearing none, then we need to approve this department. So I'll accept a motion for 315-613.
Motion approved.
Made by Al,
Second.
second by Jack. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Next, we'll move on to item 12, which is, right, 12, Sharon?
Yes.
Donations and dues. So, Ann, if you want to come up to the table. Sharon, before Ann starts, did we, my notes aren't clear, did we approve anything for the Cultural Commission, or were we waiting for today to approve anything?
We were waiting, we
Okay.
kind of went back and forth because I think we were commingling 2 fiscal years.
Yep, okay, great. So I think I have Ann, Amanda and I talked about this, we're having Ann talk about next year now, and then at the regular meeting, she's asking for an appropriation for this fiscal year, which will be part of the regular meeting, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so, Ann, go ahead.
Thank you, Ann Grasso, 70 Strand Circle. It's good to be with you here again, just recently here, but because one of your commissioners was not available, I have handed out the packets again tonight that have been changed only in the respect of one misspelling and a couple of dates where my finger just automatically went to 2025 as opposed to 2026. So that's the only change in the packet that I have just given you earlier. And so you know what's in that packet, and we really do not have to, I gave it to Brian a little bit ahead of time. He has probably had a moment to review. But obviously, at the end of a little bit of a presentation here, again this evening, just to clarify the 2 different buckets that we're talking about financially, I won't go over the same material that is in the packet. And tonight, for this meeting, we are asking for the next fiscal budget, 2026-27, to include 2 items. One is funding for a secretary for CCDC's monthly meetings, and the other is for the $1,500 to use in further marketing and events. And I use the word further marketing because that will become clearer at the 7 o'clock meeting. CCD was pleased to present the recent budget workshop on 3.5, and the content basically remains unchanged. But to remind regarding the highlights of the request for this hearing, CCD is unlike committees in that it is created by ordinance. The coming state walkthrough at the end of April is the final step in approval for CCDC's application, and part of their review is learning about town support as well as volunteer. CCD will continue to provide marketing and events that support visitor engagement and tourism, as well as community-based programming. The specific events are still under consideration because we have not received full approval. CCD, through volunteer efforts the past 3 years, has provided the town with a robust application to state, which can be used in the future to further awareness of the rich heritage and cultural assets of Cromwell, and a town map featuring all the cultural assets. I want to tell you all that I appreciate the town council and the town manager and Sharon for getting some of my questions answered and Amanda in the ensuing days since we first brought this to your attention. And we do look forward to approval so that we can share with the state that the town does foster tourism and culture.
Great. So just really quick, for the funding for a secretary, Sharon, what would be the level you recommend?
We're gonna recommend that, the budget be approved for 2,500,000 for the, recording clerk and, 1,500 for, departmental usage or commission usage.
So 12 meetings at 75 would be 900, and then we're adding an extra 100 just in case the meeting goes over the 3 hours. The meeting goes over, so we're giving a little wiggle room.
So the total was what, Sharon?
2,500.
Okay. Any questions for Ann about the request for next year? Okay, so I'll take a motion first to approve the 2,500 for fiscal year 2026, 2027, 1,000 of which to be earmarked for recording secretary, and the 1,500 to be used for commission expenses.
So moved.
Second.
Made by Ann, seconded by Brian,
No,
and,
not Ann.
oh, sorry, Paula. I'm looking at Ann, talking to Paula. Made by Paula, seconded by Brian. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Okay, and so now what is the new total for this department?
64,666.
Okay. I remember the
We add a
666.
dollar to that.
So can I have a motion to approve for donation and dues, $64,666?
So moved.
Made by Paula, seconded by Jack. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Okay. Thank you. We'll see you in 45 minutes. Okay, so now, Sharon, are there any other departments that we need to revisit?
No, I highlighted the two we had here, I think those were the only two. Yeah, those were the only two I had highlighted that were open.
Okay. And then what does that bring our final, what do we need to vote on next? The final line item number? And what page should we go to for that?
It's not in there because it would be a page that I'm producing right now. It's the town council approved budget and I'm working on it right now.
Yep, so
It
we'll,
will go in the board of finance budget.
got it.
I'm just making sure that I went through all the other departments and they were correct. I'm just making sure the two that we just did were correct.
Okay. We'll go on a brief recess until you're ready, so that way you're not doing it under pressure.
About the air jets for the building maintenance.
Oh, the air jets for the building maintenance, do we need to have a vote? I know we asked for supplemental, information on that.
We asked
Did
for
we,
better bids.
better bids, but did we approve that pending the better bids?
No.
Or did we hold that capital item open?
In the CNR, no, I had.
Air jacks,
Yeah, for the building maintenance, was it building maintenance or?
automotive.
It was the
Highway department.
highway department,
No, wasn't it vehicle maintenance?
or, yeah, vehicle maintenance.
And
Vehicle maintenance.
we passed that
No,
out.
Mac and Macco.
Yeah.
He can't, he informs me he can't get those prices because he doesn't belong. And they refuse to come out.
Really?
But I guess my question was, do we approve it and then said we would, we need to go back?
It was in his regular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for the reminder, Al.
It's about $3,600.
Yeah, for those of you watching at home, there was a request for vehicle maintenance for an air jet, is that what it's called?
Air jets.
For an
Air
air jacks, sorry. And, there wasn't a quote accompanying it, so we had asked for more information.
So
And
3,500 is what I have in the line right now.
From Snap-on.
No, we gave you the backup.
yeah, and then I don't know, the question is, do we vote on it ever?
I thought we did.
I thought you did two department budget. Yes. It would be vehicle maintenance, Samantha.
But they didn't vote on it.
So would we,
That was tabled.
31. If we voted on it or not.
It says they did.
I,
is item thirty?
yeah, tab 31 in our budget book.
Oh,
And I have it as 0. I have a note saying 0 until backup, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't know how we voted. I don't have the minutes. We'll go hunt.
We didn't, James.
Yeah, it was the first night. Second night?
No,
Second,
it came back
was,
up last night. No, came back up Wednesday,
yeah,
Thursday.
Thursday.
But I thought we did, but I was asked to, look into,
what was the?
prices by Mac and Mac.
3,500.
We handed those
I
out
don't have,
based on what he was asking. Those were handed out. See, he asked for, Mac and Macco, I wrote it down.
There's a Snap-on quote and there's a Fleet Pride.
No, he knows that. He's asking for these. No, How's the backup for your book? Yeah, I can only go by, I just specifically have a discussion with him, and he informs me Snap-on's the only one that comes around. I'm not doubting you, you were in the business.
Folks, we're going to go on a brief recess while we just try to determine whether or not that needs to be voted on. For those watching at home, we're on tab 31 of our budget book, just looking at that air jacks. We'll be adjourned for a moment.
Huh? Does it meet what he's requesting? If it does, then it's irrelevant, because you're gonna vote on the bottom number.
I know it didn't carry over. I know we made the motion that first night, so we're, I think it's fine.
Okay, we think we made, so I'm going to call us back into order, 6:24, after a brief recess. I think the clerk is indicating that we made a motion on the final line item number, but we were waiting for more backup, and we reserve the right to revisit it if the backup wasn't, if the backup wasn't sufficient. So Sharon, do you have as the line item approved for vehicle maintenance 374,716?
Back to that, I was at control, sorry.
Nope, you're good.
374,716.
Okay, then we approved the entire one.
That's our number.
Then you're gonna, it's really kind of irrelevant, because you're gonna vote on the bottom line for public works.
Okay.
Oh,
The public works number.
which is gonna include this piece.
Yeah, if nothing changes. it should be
Yeah,
the
if nothing changes, it should be the same.
Change, yeah.
Whatever her public
Okay.
works number is for that department.
Okay, go ahead and give it to us.
5,396,694.
Okay, and I'm not touching the overtime this year, Sharon. So, can I have a motion to approve the Public Works budget, $5,396,694?
Motion.
Moved by Brian, second by Jack. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Now, Madam Finance Director, are there any other items? Alrighty, so going to the general budget, Town Council approved budget, what is the final number? Is it the total general budget, or is it the government budget without CNR? How do we approve it?
You approve they have to approve the general government and then debt service?
They have to take them all separate.
Okay, so they have to approve the general government and then the debt service budget?
Right, but he's asking about CNR right now.
Is that included in the final number?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the number for the motion?
General government, 23,783,450.
Can you give that one more time, please?
23,783,450.
50 or 60, dear?
50.
Thank you.
So 23,
783,450.
so we cut, we cut from the, based off the town manager's recommendation, 61,756. After all of that, okay, good job, Tony. Yeah, wasn't much for us to trim then. Okay, so I'll accept a motion to approve the recommended total general government budget of $23,783,450.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Jack, second by Al. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Is there any other bit?
We have two more numbers you have to approve.
Okay, go ahead.
The debt service,
Okay.
3,641,063.
One more time, I'm sorry.
3,641,063.
Got it. And out of curiosity, when we get with the state reimbursement for the building fund, where we've applied to the state to get our reimbursement check, does that money go to pay down the debt, or where does that money go? Does it go?
It goes in the school building fund.
Okay, and then where does it go from?
When we close the fund,
Yeah,
it will be, the portion for the town will be less, because that money will be in there. You know how we were on the hook for the 29, whatever percentage? Yes, so when I close the fund, that will come out of our fund balance.
okay, and that's a special fund, right?
Yes, it's a special fund, and it is in, it was separated out in your audit report this year for you.
Okay. And with regards to that debt, so once that's settled out, if there's residual money in that, let's say the project had a surplus, or, I know the contingencies weren't all met, does that money, once that account is closed, does that go to pay down the debt or the debt service,
It
or?
goes into the general fund, which pays the debt.
Okay, I gotcha. And if you know, what is the, how much more outstanding items are there before we can know if we're under on that?
I did write the school what they've spent so far.
Okay,
So far, between the school and the central offices, they spent 64,930,704.
Okay.
And if you do that percentage, it's 90% of their appropriation.
okay.
But I haven't, the bills for the solar panels have not come through.
Okay.
Do we know what the reimbursement will be from the state?
No, because we send in our report, and I'm not sure what the unreimbursables are. We calculated, what was it, I don't have the percentages, it's in my audit report.
Okay.
If you give me a minute, I can get it for the meeting.
Sure. So let's finish the debt, and then we can follow up on that at the 7. So the total debt, $3,641,063.
Yes.
Do I have a motion on the debt?
So moved.
Jack? Do I have a second? Second by Ann. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. And then final, we need to do the third final number.
Total general fund,
Okay, go ahead. What is the total general fund?
27,424,513.
Yep. Okay. Can I have a motion for $27,425,513?
So moved.
I thought it was
27, 424, 513.
27,424,513.
Oh,
Right.
4.
Okay,
Okay. 27,424, 513.
yeah. Approved.
Okay, motion made by Jack. Do I have a second?
second.
Second by Paula. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. So what percentage of an increase is that total for the,
I'm just gonna give you the general government, not debt service.
yep,
3.87,
okay,
3.87%.
increase?
yes.
That's not awful. I mean,
How does that, what does that equate to for mills? Do we know?
do you happen to have that?
Do you know?
Can't do that off the top of my head.
No? Okay.
What does it equate to, what's the question?
The mill rate.
Oh,
Well,
If
'cause
it was just
I
pure-
know fire came in at, what did they, point two?
Point two.
I think, something like that. I
Yeah,
read it,
Point
but
two. It came in really.
if I retained it, I think it was
It's
point
in
two.
that
So until I know what the mill rate is, I
Ballpark.
can't tell you.
Right.
Until I know what the mill rate is, I can't do the calculation.
right.
What's the delta increase? It's $930 something thousand dollars.
886,972.
800.
86.
86.
972.
And if the mill rate was based off of our gross assessed property and all that, if the mill rate, what's a 1 mill rate increase equal? Like as far, just based off of the
Based on
assessed value?
1,000 of your assessment,
Yeah.
your net assessment.
So it was a 1 like,
So I can only, I mean, I don't have that spreadsheet up.
Yeah, I think the fire came in at what, .2?
Yeah,
And Board of, I don't know what Board of Ed did last night, I didn't listen to the end
I
of it.
have yet to listen to their meeting. You know what, can I get back to you on that Malware thing?
Sure. Sure, that's fine. Okay, any other budget item before us? Any other budget item before us? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn until 6:50 for our sewer and other public hearing that we have at that time. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So be.
Made by Al, seconded by Paula. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Okay, we'll be back in about 17 minutes for a town meeting, folks.